welcome to another ride review on my channel. I am Marshall3498, and today I'm riding a 2017 Yamaha fjr1300. First impressions is the bike feels pretty top heavy at first, going slow like this, but once you get going just barely a little bit, pretty much most of that fades away. Stock seat feels actually pretty good. Feels about like the FJ09 I rode not long ago. I am in Cherokee, North Carolina for a big ride event. These people are letting us go. That's cool. This bike is a 1300 four-cylinder. I believe, don't quote me on this, the specs, I think it's about 150 horsepower and 150 horsepower and a little over 100 foot-pounds of torque. Feels butter smooth, you know, here just in second gear, 3,000 RPM, but feels very, very smooth, very comfortable actually. It doesn't feel comfortable at first when I first got on it, but once you put your feet up on your pegs, it is mid-control, so to speak, but it does feel quite comfortable as far as how the bend in the knee and the angle your foot's at. But once you get going, there's a little bit of hump in the passenger seat to just kind of keep you planted. But so far, I'm pretty impressed with it. This bike is liquid cooled, of course, and shaft driven. It has dual disc up front and one single disc in the rear with anti-lock brakes on the front and the back. It does have link brakes, however. Best of my understanding, the way the FJR link brakes work is if you hit just the back brake only, it only activates one piston on each front disc. If you hit the front, it activates both. These bikes do have traction control also. It has a couple little cubbies down here right in front of the bars to put little small things in, like, you know, maybe keys or your wallet or something like that. And one of them does have a cigarette lighter inside that compartment, which is kind of convenient. I'm kind of interested in the sport touring, so to speak, bike. I've previously rode the FJ09, which I was thoroughly impressed with it. And this bike actually feels not quite as comfortable as that, but it does have your rider handlebars as far as your position on forward lean. It actually comes adjustable from the factory with 3 different positions, all the way forward, in the middle. What is that truck doing? Sorry. In the middle and back to get you even less of a lean forward. I'm not exactly sure what it has it in right now. I think from the factory they put it in the middle position just to try to maybe fit it everyone, so to speak. But this route is absolutely gorgeous here in September in 2017. It's 60 degrees, so it's nice and cool, but not too cool. But we're riding in this valley of all these gorgeous mountains here in East Tennessee. I myself, you know, where I live in East Tennessee myself, am used to somewhat of mountains, but not like this. Our mountains are kind of more off in the distance, so to speak, and all the big towns are in real big valleys. But as far as vibration goes, of course I haven't got a chance to get it up in the RPM range above 4,000, but it has zero vibration from what I can tell. Yamaha did do some updates to this bike for 2016. They added front cornering LED lights that come on with a lean sensor. You know, like if you lean to the right, the inside LED comes on to help illuminate the road. Because, you know, as those of you know, when you ride bikes, when the bike leans to the right, you lose that inside light a little bit just from the headlights leaning. So that's a nice little added feature. I don't know how bright it would be, but it'd be something cool, you know. But they also updated it with put a 6th gear on it. Up to 2015, it did not have a 6th gear, which I think that's just trying to make it more highway friendly. They also added a slipper disc clutch setup to it, which made the clutch engagement much easier to pull in. One of the guys I watch on YouTube, Two Wheel Obsession there in Bryan, his bike 14 has that same issue till he put this step on it, so to speak, this setup, I mean. But bike feels good. This route, they say what they're going to do is we're just going to stay on roads like this, get on Blue Ridge Parkway for a little bit, and then take a loop on that and then come back. So get to enjoy some scenic ride on a gorgeous and fun motorcycles from Yamaha. Thanks to them for putting this event on. I'm actually at the Blue Ridge Run is what it's called. They do have some Indians, for those of you Indian fans, available to test ride, but I won't be doing that today because that's just not me. That's not what I like. Everybody's got their own thing. But as far as weather, man, you couldn't ask for any better. So it's quite fun. I have enjoyed this bike so far. I didn't think I would like it because, like I said, when I sat on it, as far as the forward lean, just setting up on it, and I didn't think I would like it because it would feel kind of heavy. And it does, but it feels planted and really solid and soaks up all the bumps real well. You can actually get this bike in the ES model. I don't really know what I'm riding here, if it's the ES or the standard version, but the ES model just has more or less just an adjustable preload on the rear shock, and it has a not only adjustable preload for like the BMW bikes have, one rider, two rider, and then with luggage, and then one rider with luggage, but it also has a three settings, soft, medium, and hard for dampening on the rear. Front's just fixed, but I do believe it does adjust somehow too, because now that I'm saying that, there's wires going down the front forks, but I don't really know what all that does. I just know about the rear. The rear has like 3 different settings. In each setting, like soft, medium, and hard, it all has different settings together with them, so that's pretty cool. And this bike does come from the factory with heated grips that is controlled through the menu, and it does have electronically adjustable windscreen that I'll play with here in a second and see what the airflow's like, even though I'm not really going interstate speeds enough to test it very much, so that's okay. But so far so good. I really like this, actually. I didn't think I would. Now we're going back. There's our loop. We're going back. Oh Lord, bike feels really heavy there, going slow compared to what I'm used to. But it is throttle by wire also, so it has just 2 settings. It has a touring mode for as far as how aggressive or how tame the throttle is. I think right now it's in tour because this is mode T for touring. Not really gonna put it in a different one because it's not really my bike and I'm not used to it and I'm not used to these roads either. So we'll just kind of leave it what it is and let it go from there. But what a pretty route to go on. I don't really know what all it's got after this. But yeah, as you can see, this arrow right here, windshield goes up. But actually, not still quite in clean air yet, but that does help quite a bit. Takes most of the air up over the top of my helmet. So we'll see. But yeah, so far so good. Bike rides really well. It soaks up all the bumps just like they're non-existent. I could definitely see this being comfortable on long rides, especially because that's what it's built and designed for, of course. Wish these guys would slow down. I don't know this road, and it's going downhill and really blind corners. Oh well, I'll catch up to them here in a minute. No big deal. We'll probably have a stop sign or something after the bottom of this. Yeah, but it'll catch back up. So, anyways, but yeah, I'm very impressed. Like I said, I didn't think I would like it, but let's see how she gets on. Oh yeah, she pulls hard. That's still under 4,000. It's just 3rd gear, like power for days. I just can't believe, compared to my bike, my FC6 has got not a lot of vibration, but it does have some, and I just can't believe it doesn't have hardly any vibration at all. It's pretty impressive how Yamaha can make their engine so smooth. Yeah, let's see. Let's put the windshield back up. This is a little chilly. See what it does. It definitely makes the air pocket much quieter. I do have some wind hitting top part of my helmet, right near the air vent around my forehead. But when the wind's showed up, it helps quite a bit. There's 50 miles an hour, and compared to my FC6 that I have, which has decent wind protection but not wonderful, It definitely has much, much more than mine does, especially with the windshield up. With the windshield down, it's almost the same, but it's still less. I think we're still in the parkway because the instructor talked about we were going to Welcome Center. I think that's what this is. Not quite sure. But clutch feels very, very smooth. The engagement is about mid-lever. Brakes feel good, front and rear. Pretty powerful brakes. I'm very impressed. Like a lot of Yamaha's sport touring bikes, like the Tenere, this little screen on the right there is more or less the same, except for having a windshield function. But you got big digital speedometer and stuff. So far so good. Quite a bit of bikes in this group too. So it's fun though. It will definitely rev up though. Holy crap. Yeah, it does have a little bit of vibration above 4,000, but it's not real bad. Oh, instructor's riding the bike I rode. FJ09. Might ride that one again. Maybe this time I'll have to ride in the rain. I don't know what they're doing here. Maybe somebody's having some trouble getting in gear or something. I have no idea what's going on. These, let's see, 4 bikes in front of me is Yamaha's Venture, the big cruiser touring bike. The one in front of me is the new bagger version. The one to my left, the maroon one right there, is the touring version. So they're pretty cool bikes, but not what I'm into, so to speak. Low speed stability is about the only thing it would have a hard time getting used to on this. Like right now, rolling, it's fine. But any slower than like 5 miles an hour, you do feel the weight of it. But it's not anything anybody could get used to. And by the way, I am 5 foot 10 inches tall with a 32-inch inseam. And I can flat foot this bike, but on the inner part of my thighs, the seat does feel fairly wide. I can barely flat foot it though. With an aftermarket seat, I would probably be touching about it with half my feet, just for those of you who are wondering about the reach goes. But I don't know. I really can't complain about it other than the fact the low speed stability would take some getting used to. Some of the electronic functions would take a little bit getting used to, working through all the menus here. It's a little cluttered and little dated, I should say, but it's not bad. It's just one of them things, Not every bike is going to be perfect. But it does have cruise control that I'm not going to really play with right now because we're in a group and I don't really know how to operate it. So for those of you who want to see how the cruise control works, sorry. But, it is okay as far as, all the stuff. There are a ton of bikes up here at this big bike event. But yeah, I do like this bike. I don't necessarily know if I'm ready for something of this size and stuff, but it is quite comfortable and it's definitely a touring friendly, so to speak, on what its intended purpose is. But I just don't know if I would like it because this is not what I'm used to. But it does feel very nimble in all these corners. Whoa, what's that car doing? Oh Lord, sorry about that. But it does feel very nimble in all these corners as far as it really wants to lean over quickly, and but it feels stable. Like I don't know. It's hard to describe. It feels in a lot of ways like the big BMW RT that I rode. In some sense, not though. It definitely feels much thinner though than an RT. The front fair's not so wide where it doesn't feel like the whole bike is taking up a lane. But it is definitely an option for those of you who are looking for a sport touring bike in that segment. If you have a chance to demo ride, you should definitely check one out, in my opinion. It's worth the ride just to see if you like it or not. I wouldn't roll it out, although BMW's RT is a fantastic bike, so is this one. It's just a different take on the sport touring thing. But this bike does come from the factory with hard painted to match saddlebags, and it comes with, I believe it comes with, I'm not sure, I think it does though, liners that fit the shape of the bag exactly. So as long as you can fit all your stuff in the bag, it'll fit in the saddlebag. So that is kind of nice. But then again, a lot of the aftermarket saddlebags you can add on to other bikes have that option as well for an additional cost. But just thought I'd throw that in there. But I do like everything about it. The only thing, like I said, I really don't like is the low speed stability. It would take some getting used to. But, you know, I think this bike weighs close to 600 pounds, or in the high to mid fives anyway. For what it is, it feels quite good. So I'm pretty impressed with it. But that was probably one of the best demo ride routes I've ever had. Just a short little back road, get up a little bit of speed, around 50, 55 mile an hour, just see what the bike's like, and see what all it'll do. It's quite fun though. I have enjoyed it. Probably gonna ride another bike today. Probably maybe a FZ07 maybe. I'm not quite sure yet. See how packed it is to get back to demo place. Even though I wouldn't really buy one, I was gonna test ride an R6 today, but unfortunately, because I guess Yamaha bringing 4 of their big big cruiser touring bike, they don't have that with them. So, oh well, no big deal. But probably gonna ride an FZ07. Might even ride an FJ09 again, since the first time I rode it in the rain. So, oh well. But it's quite a fun little route here. Not much traffic, just a few little side streets. No red lights. It's just a gorgeous place to be. I can see why this brings a lot of bikers to this Blue Ridge run. It's quite fun. I would definitely do it again. Maybe in the near future when I have a sport touring bike, I'll ride down here on mine. That'd be fun. It's only a couple hours away from like 2.5 hours away from my house where I live in Tennessee, so it's not too far. But I would definitely take the long way. Maybe take about half the Blue Ridge Parkway on the last half where it really starts getting good. Come on, people, let's go. There we go. This guy, kind of one bike up for me on the right. It's kind of a hard time with this bike as far as low speed. They kind of did something back there with it. I don't really know. Maybe he's having a hard time getting in neutral or something. I don't know. But that's about all I got for this one, guys. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And if you have any questions about this bike, I'll be more than happy to help you out. My channel also has much more other stuff than first rides, biker advice stuff, some scenic places, some day trips I went to on my bike, and some gear reviews of gear I currently own and have thoroughly tested. So on that, guys, we'll see you, and ride safe and have fun. Thanks. Oh.